Hello, hello, my very dear audio friends around the world. Welcome back to my studio. That's still Warsaw, Poland. My name is still Paul. This is still my humble YouTube channel, a place where we talk music production, mixing, mastering, sound design, game audio, and more. But the camera angle is different. It's new because I thought it's gonna be good not to get bored with seeing my intros being still the same. Wow, what an improvement! Yeah, right. And today actually I've been doing the accounting of the studio, yes, I do it myself, and listening to a lot of synthwave music just to get in the right mood to review kind of a synth master of the first years of the current century. And I'm talking about Alesis Andromeda A6, because there's a new synth on the market. And it's supposed to recreate Andromeda A6. It's not one-to-one clone copy of original Alesis machine, but it's heavily inspired by this very particular synth. And guess what? I had a chance like 15 years ago to touch and to play with the original Alesis Andromeda A6, and I think still until very today that it's an amazing machine. And when anything like Mission 6 by UVI is out, I have to take a look to see how much of the original Andromeda is there. Let's take a look. Yeah, here we go, and I claimed that Andromeda A6 was a master of synthesis, of analog synthesis, let's be precise. Yes, and it actually was. It featured 2 oscillators per voice, each with its own sub-oscillator, plus 2 serial filters. The first one was emulating Oberheim SEM filter. It was 12 dB per octave multimode filter, and it was flowing into 24 dB per octave Moog-like ladder filter. Plus 3 envelopes, 3 LFOs, plus sample and hold LFO, plus a lot of modulation options, a digital effects section, and more. And well, the design of this machine, come on, it was just one of its kind. Everybody knew and somehow dreamed of this machine in the synth world. Yes, I witnessed this, and I can tell you that is true. And now it's back as a plugin, and you know what, it's somehow good, because Andromeda A6 was also famous for being extremely faulty. For example, oscillators being permanently out of tune, not being able to boot it up at all, some voices missing in your polyphony, some LFOs not working, single keys on the keyboard not working, and more. So maybe it's actually good to have it as a plugin, especially that it's not a virtual analog digitally modeled. No, UVI promised a sampled instrument, sampled directly on Andromeda A6. Let's take a look at our session. Yeah, and you guessed it right, it's the simplest session possible. I fired up Falcon and I launched my Mission 6, though it's gonna work also in a UVI workstation, guys, remember. Looks like this. Well, surely this is not one-to-one panel of Andromeda A6, but it's totally heavily inspired by that synth. And well, let's take a look at some presets, and I would probably go maybe to keys and this. Yeah, this is kind of rich and complex, and this is actually what Andromeda was famous for, because it's got a lot of presets of that kind. Complex, evolving, multi-layered sounds. And I got the feel of Andromeda here. What can I do with this sound? Okay, so this is the amp section. And I can see that I have 2 layers. Yeah, and I can choose the first one, the second one, and I can or I can make them play together and I can edit them separately, or 1 plus 2. It's actually borrowed maybe somehow from my Prophet Rev 2. It's exactly the way it happens in Prophet. But remember, original Andromeda had 16 parts. It was able to create 16 separate layers of sound. With 16 voices of polyphony, that could result in creating some very complex mono sound, but also poly sounds of Andromeda were amazing and complex. I can have 2 layers here, I can combine them, this is nice, and I can have separate ADSR, amp envelope, probably also filter envelope per layer. So let's turn the layer 2 off for now. So I don't really have 2 filters in 2 stages like I had on original Andromeda, and this is kind of a pity, because having some filter and then Moog ladder, that was really something. I have still 1 multi-mode filter here. That's nice, but really, guys, 2 filters would give me more Andromeda feel, and I can, of course, yeah, and that's, I think, it. Here I have the volume and pan for both layers. Then I have edit section. What's this? This is simply voicing, pitch, stereo settings, and modulation wheel settings. So I can make it plain poly or mono. I have glide time. Let's leave it to poly. And then stereo, simple stereo. Altering stereo or something like that, so it's gonna be panned every time you trigger it. And then I have unison mode with spread and detune parameters, of course. Color. Can't hear much of a difference. Is this the voice count or something else? Anyway, and I've got mode wheel assignments. Vibrato, tremolo, filter, all of them. Nice. Let's leave vibrato only on, and then modulation page. So I have step modulation here, and this modulation can do what? Can modulate level. Yeah, or filter, or both for both layers. And then I have 1 single LFO. With the rate in sync here, shape, retrigger, no retrigger, and legato. I can modulate level, pitch, and filter. Yeah, the sound gets spooky a bit, but okay, I get it. I have to tell you, this is very limited. It's nice, it's promising, but I wish there was simply more. I think this is not difficult in programming to create more LFOs, like 2 of them, separate one for pitch, separate one for filter, for example. Same for step mod. Anyway, guys, let's move on. And yes, this is the effects section. Guys, Andromeda was also kind of famous for its digital effects, because these were Alesis effects. Back in the days, these were really very high quality studio effects. Until today, they are kind of regarded, I believe, right? And is it the same as with the original Andromeda? I had analog distortion on Andromeda. It's missing here. I've got something called drive. It used to have reverb. It's here. It used to have delay, of course. It's also here. It used to have chorus. I've got UVI chorus here. Plus, I've got also phaser, ensemble, and EQ here. This is definitely the UVI effect section, not the real Andromeda effect section, because I can remember even now that the reverb and delay, they had lots of great settings. You could really set it up precisely, while here it's kind of simple, but it's really nice that it's here. It reminds me somehow of the original idea behind Andromeda digital effects, guys. And let's turn something on. Chorus. So, like very aggressive flanging chorus, let's say. Okay, so I touched the knob and my sample simply stopped. Yep. This is maybe because of the sampling technology that is here, because you have to remember, guys, the layers I can load here, these are samples. These are not digital oscillators faking to be analog ones. The guys at UVI actually created their own patches on the original Andromeda, and they sampled them into this. So this is interesting because I've got sampled sounds from Andromeda, and then I've got some basic editing that can happen here, guys. I've got also arpeggiator here. Yeah, start sounding like some analog dub techno, guys. So yeah, let's get back to the main page and let's try to use some other sounds. Yeah, really, seriously, this gives me the feel of Andromeda, of the original one. This is very spacey, spooky-like kind of patches, and I like them. Lots of work put into sound designing this, that's for sure. Maybe let's try a bass. Nice. Ah, just one more. This thing sounds definitely great, guys. And yes, it's got the flavor, the spirit maybe of the original A6. And the patches are amazing, and the sound designers at UVI put a lot of effort into this, that's for sure. But you know what? The editing and modulating options are very limited. I would say it's kind of an advanced rampler that lets you edit the basics simply, and that is what Mission 6 is. And guys at UVI are quite fair to write in the description that Andromeda A6 was an inspiration that resulted in a separate instrument called Mission 6, guys. And yes, that's fair. And let's sum the things up, because I know exactly what I want to tell you now. Playing with this for a while was tons of fun for me, because yes, it's got the character of the original unit, it's tweakable, the presets seem really nice, but you know what, I'm thinking just one thought right now, and this thought is like really urgent, because after having some fun, I want to go all in And you should, guys at UVI, make a full clone of Andromeda A6. Yes, make it happen, make it a virtual analog as a plugin and give it to the people. Because yes, it was an amazing synth. It was deeply, greatly constructed, very creative, with tons of modulation options, effects, etc, etc. Guys, this is a banger. This is a success 110%. So I really am hoping to see this unit on the market rather sooner than later, because if you're not gonna make it, I'm gonna assemble my own team and I'm gonna make it happen. What do you say? Guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna tweak it a bit more just to have more fun, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye.